things that they can do is you can get a peer recovery support specialist at no cost, and it's free, and you can make $1 million or $0, and it's awesome to have. And so I just want to let you know that. And of course, you guys, you'll get to find out that the Twin Cities Recovery Project offers the same service. And so there's a lot of aspects of that. So just want to make sure you know that. And then also on Thursdays at Faith Lutheran Church at 499 Charles Avenue, St. Paul, they have a free clothing store. And that is the Frogtown Neighborhood Mission of Faith. It's a community outreach that offers free clothing, and they also have free frozen meals donated by the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office, and they offer free baked goods, and that is amazing. And then just so we can go into this, then we have Minnesota Recovery Connections, and if you need anything from them or need a recovery coach, they offer that as a free service to anyone who needs it. And that is 612-584-4158. And go to minnesotarecovery.org. And then I'm going to mention this. You can get telephone recovery support. And that someone can call you and check up on you, and you can just ask for that. It's a free service. And they just kind of check up on you weekly and see how things are going. And it's really amazing because it just kind of keeps you on your feet. And then they do a virtual online recovery meeting Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I got to tell you, it is amazing because it's an all recovery meeting, and it just meets you where you're at, and all are welcome, including family, friends. And you know what's so amazing about it? When you do this meeting, I do it all the time, you guys. I do the Saturday one, and it's pretty darn cool. And I used to host them all the time, and I kind of get to sit back now and talk about my stuff. And you know what's really cool? You just get to be yourself. You get to find friends, and you know what? It's a healing place, and you don't have to go into all this crazy stuff. You know what you get to do? Just be yourself. Come be yourself. And we help people in there. We help each other because we support each other. That's what recovery's all about. Remember, recovery saves lives. And then you can be. They have recovery navigators, peer-to-peer support. And then one other thing, I think Bridge wants to mention this. You want to talk about Thrive real quickly, Bridge?
I can do that. So ThriveFamilyRecoveryResources.org. They're wonderful. They're resources for the families of loved ones suffering from substance use or co-occurring disorders. So those family members out there that want to be in their recovery family, and they're just trying to help out their loved ones. The phone number is 844-349-2911, and again, just the website, ThriveFamilyRecoveryResources.org.
And I love that. And of course, featured today, we have Twin Cities Recovery Project. And some of the things, and by the way, they're on the north side and the south side, correct?
That's right.
So when you're saying that's right, that yes. And now I'm going to mention this. Services for these seeking a lifestyle of freedom from addiction. They have social club, they have grief and trauma support, they have street ambassadors, outreach teams. And what you guys do is so amazing. And so why don't you guys do an introduction to who you guys are? Because are you guys both peer support coach? Well, recovery coaches.
Right. Well, my name.
Or whatever you guys want to say.
Well, my name is Gregory Kemp, and I'm a person in long-term recovery, and I'm also the program director at the Twin City Recovery Project.
And I'm Peter, and I'm also a peer recovery specialist for the Twin Cities Recovery Project.
And I just want to say I'm so blessed because we're celebrating Black History Month as well. It's a good way to end the month with the impact that we're going to have. And by the way, listeners, if you guys are going to have some questions to ask, the studio line is 651-313-5125. I'm going to repeat that nice and slow. 651-313-5125. And then the number you can text things in, because we're in a new generation of texting and communicating, that is 763-843-4262. That's 763-843-4262. And we'll be taking questions on here as well. And so we're going to start out with talking about what is Twin Cities Recovery Project do, and then we're going to also talk about the Lost Don, Mark. So let's talk about him. And that was on my bucket list. And it sounds crazy because I wanted to meet him this year, and then the tragedy happened. And can you guys talk a little bit more about the accident and the tragedy and the outcry, and how the organization is moving forward? And we want to mention him because he was the heart, the leader, and I watched so many things on him, and he was on the news as well because he was truly someone who served the community and loved the community.
Yes, he was. That was a tragic loss and a tragic blow to Twin City Recovery Project. Most people in the recovery community know about Mark L. Jonigan and the work that he provides to the community and the whole recovery community as a whole. It was a loss to Twin City Recovery Project. It's hard to replace him. I don't know how we will replace him, but what we do is we try to, everybody has a role, and we just try to do our roles, because he prepared us for moments like these. We're under a philosophy of servant leadership, so what he did was he prepared us for times when we might be without him, right? And so Twin City Recovery Project is just making sure we continue his focus, his dreams, and his mission. That's what we do. It'll be hard to replace him. We'll never be able to replace him. But what we do is we just keep carrying on.
And what's amazing about him, and from what I understand, the way he educated you guys and taught and gave and in recovery as well, is that his legacy is that Twin Cities Recovery Project is going to continue on with or without him, because he did it so well. He gave you guys the empowerment to still give recovery, give life, and teaching you those lessons and teaching you those skills, those you can't replace. And so every one of you guys coming on and doing his work is the Twin Cities Recovery Project. And I think that says a lot about what he's done in the community, and that leaves an impact. And I just think that's so beautiful. So I just have to say, I want to give respect to him at this moment and just be thankful, and thank you guys for keeping it, because the questions were how are they going to do this? Well, you guys, Twin Cities Recovery Project is not going away, and remember, you can go to their website, twincitiesrecoveryproject.org. Okay, so tell us what you guys do. That's what we want to talk about. And then tell us, and then we can talk about what you do as a recovery coach and how you reach out, because everyone has a different method, or how, because you guys am I right? You guys go out to the street and help people.
Yeah. So we're culture specific RCO, but we accept everybody, right? But we don't make any qualms about. We want to serve, underserved people, the African American community. But we help people with anybody who suffers from substance use disorder or mental health. And we just, really what we do is just provide them with the resources they need to be successful. So we believe in self-efficacy is what we believe in, meaning we want people to come up with their own plans, make their own decisions, choose their own service providers and things of that nature, because we already know that a lot of times in recovery people are told what to do, and that's not really the plan they want.
And you know what? When that happens, there's a wall, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why there's a wall, okay? Because now you've told me, and I'm already having issues going on, and it may not be in the best of mind,
Right.
and so you've taken my empowerment away. So saying what you want, I was like, are these guys crazy? Are they actually asking me what I want and how I can recover? And see, that I've learned in recovery, that is amazing. And even with I say mental wellness, okay? Because you can get well from it, okay?
Right.
And then I say I'm a person in long-term recovery or just in recovery because, or I'm overcover, because I'm not in use, I'm not any of that. I've grown and developed. And so there's so many pathways. And the person hears that and says, oh, this is what I want, or I don't like being told this. And you open them up for trust. Right. Suddenly your hands are reaching across the table, and now you can walk side by side and give them recovery and let them start processing recovery is for them, because they get to see you. So that I just find that so amazing and inspiring how you guys do that. So what are some of the important things that you feel that you guys do, because you guys all culture specific, but you help anyone.
That's right.
And so you reach out to the I would assume to the community.
Yep.
Absolutely. We're a correlation of colors, for one.
I like the way you say that. I like that, correlation of colors.
That's right. It's us the people. It's we the people. We're just trying to serve the community to a different mindset and a healthier lifestyle. And so, providing our service, I feel, has impacted our community greatly.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's listen to that, you guys. And hey, by the way, I got a thumbs up. But hey, send messages in. I'm gonna talk slower. 763-843-4262, and you can do a live call in at 651-313-5125. And by the way, you guys, I have Bridge, my assistant, who's amazing. She's got all the stuff typed up. Our show's gonna keep getting better and better. She's and I'm still recovering from this neck stuff and surgery, and my finger's not working. And I just gotta say, blessings, what a gift God gave me. Brought her in my life. And, we talk about higher powers or however we want to talk about, because we have all pathways here. We welcome anyone. And what really matters is recovery. Mm-hmm. So, and then, I was thinking, you guys, and I'm going to mention this to you, what does Rise Up always stand for? Rise. And I thought, well, recovery is saving everything. Not not everyone, but everything, because recovery can encompass everything, because it can save a community, it can save an area, it can also save a person. But because when you put that in, it's the stigma that changes too. Because that darn stigma, and someone may not understand it, but that stigma really can harm a person too. And so when you say recovery, people now accepting it's amazing. And I went to an AA meeting to support a friend while they actually had speech. And I'm going to tell you this. What really shocked me is when they went around the room, I heard I'm in recovery, I'm in long-term recovery, I heard I'm an alcoholic, I heard I'm an addict, but I heard recovery go around the room as well. And that used to be frowned upon. And hallelujah that there is a paradigm of change in recovery, and that is being accepted, and you know what, the community accepts it, and there's no shame in it. And then we're still working on the re-entry thing and how that goes, but I love re-entry because you know what, people among us all, we're working among each other, and successful. When you're thinking about it, we have people who are leaders and mentors and guiding us, and affluent that have gone through these. It's just there's so many obstacles, and we've got to change the trajectory of that, because you understand that the things that have happened, I believe, have been done in a horrible way, and like people who've gone to jail for nonviolent offenders. Okay, my goodness, and then the thing that they put on people's records, you have to try to get a job, and at least having a coach through that process, we can change the re-entry process. That's my theory. And then the state and federal, can't change them right away. But we show that that's coming good. They're going, I like that idea. We want to take credit. And then we get them to change it systematically. But showing that can work is my theory on that. So we have to help our brothers and our sisters. And right now, I just feel like what you guys do, you guys reach out. And because often they have a feeling of no support, no one's helping them. And am I correct? Your organization will work with anyone who's dealing with that, who feels they've had injustice or have nowhere to go or don't understand. And it sounds like you guys offer numerous supports for an individual. So for anyone who's listening right now, if you are needing support, and because you guys really give them a lot of options. Am I correct on that?
That's correct. That's correct.
And how much does it cost for somebody to get support from you?
Oh, that's free. That's free.
You mean they don't have to pay you?
No. No fee for that. Recovery is free at Twin City Recovery Project.
So just let me ask you this, because let's talk about our brothers and sisters. There's some who are using it, or may be on borderline, wondering if they have a problem, and they have a good job, but they don't know what's happening, and they're starting to hit the point of addiction.
Yep.
Are they able to talk to you guys and come in and get a coach?
Well, yeah, because here's the thing. We meet people where they're at. It doesn't matter where they're at. So we don't tell them you got to stop using or stuff like that. We try to, let them see that recovery is just as appealing as whatever they was in their substance use disorder, right? So that's what we do. We try to, help them navigate recovery, right? So we don't tell people, you need to stop or you need to do this, because you know, and we don't even if they have a reoccurrence, we don't even talk about that. We
Wait,
just
it's a
talk about
reoccurrence, yes. And so here's my thing. I'm going to tell you this. I know someone have 10 years in, you know, and you know what? Reuse. Okay, let's just move forward.
Yep.
Instead of saying zero, this is where my differentiate. You know, this is where I really differentiate. You only have zero because you have all that time. So instead of saying I got to go zero, well, I'm just going to keep using because I know I'm going to be at zero. So I'm going to this gives me an excuse to keep using. So another thing is just get over that hump. Let's just keep going and look at all these tools you have. So let's reuse some of these tools and keep your journey going because amen that you can keep going past that because don't let that cause you to have to not allow yourself to be able to do that. And if that works for someone,
well, we all know like. In the process of change, right? Just because, like, just say if I was smoking a cigarette, right? And I happen to smoke a cigarette, that doesn't mean I'm out the game, or that just means I got to find where I'm at in the process of change. I just might need to go back into the maintenance mode. So when we put substance use disorder in there, just because you have a reoccurrence doesn't mean you have to go back to pre-contemplation and start all over. It just means you got to find where you're at and figure it out, you know, and that's where a coach can help you do that also.
Amen. And so we're going to go to our first song. And by the way, listeners, get ready to send messages in while the song plays. 763-843-4262, or the live number is 651-313-5125.
You guys want to do Marvin first?
Go ahead.
All right.
Can they hear us now?
Nope, your mics are off.
All right.
But the live.
This was we made a slideshow at Mark's memorial, and this was the song we had.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this was his song. He loved this song, and so I had to create that slideshow. This was like the hardest thing I ever had to do. Just song and seeing all these photos of him. It was just really, man, it was just real hard. But we got it done, right?
Yeah.
This was like one of his favorite songs.
Mark Donovan, right?
Huh?
It's Mark Donovan?
Johnigan.
Johnigan.
Yeah.
Johnigan.
Johnigan, yep.
And M-A-R-C.
Hmm?
M-A-R-C.
M-A-R-C. Like him and Pete were like childhood friends. They grew up together in Dayton, Ohio. Yeah. Yeah,
I heard from besides Wendy, MRC and stuff, some people from the PAC committee. I also heard someone from Hazelton.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. What's that guy's name? He's like a big.
The head.
William Moyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on the news.
He was on the news.
And then there was another article that came out about him.
Well, so we do the peer development training where we train people to be peer recovery specialists. And so William Moore actually came and spoke at one of our trainings. That's the first time I met him. He's got an awesome story. But him and Mark were like this, and so it was just, it's really hard to believe the many people Mark knew. Like, until when he was gone and all these people like, yeah, we were talking about this, we were talking about that. Some people just called, I mean, they were like, man, we're talking to Mark about partnership and about getting coaches down here, and I was like,
yeah.
And so it's just it's mind-boggling. Like, even in Chicago, you go Detroit, everywhere. I mean,
Well, he made a big impact on the community and really helped and showed that the recovery happens and change happens.
Well, because if you look at his story alone, like his story alone about what he went through from a child up to his battles with substance use disorder and how he came out, and so I mean we wouldn't even be there without Mark. My pathway to Twin City Recovery Project was just coming in and doing the training, and now I'm the program director, right? And
Things that we didn't add, right? And see, and one thing you learn is that you can be happy in recovery. See, some people say, "Oh, it's gonna go away." You're gonna, I just live alive. I'm like free, and And people like, oh, I ain't changing, you know, okay? You
Live
can
your
take
best
try to
life,
take,
right?
yeah, hey, let me just be free. I can dance, I can move. I may hurt and not be able to function right, but I just do what I can.
That's right. That's right. Nah, cause
I
you
feel
know what?
blessed.
If recovery is not fun, like if you're gonna like just sucking on lemons or stuff, you might as well. You know what I mean? That's how people are. If I'm gonna just be bored and sitting and looking crazy and not having no fun, then that's when using again
Yeah.
becomes the option.
Yeah.
Right. That's what using.
Fill
And
that
then,
void.
and I think
Yeah.
trauma, you know, for men, hell, I'm gonna tell you, I cry. Hell, I get therapy to understand why I'm happy.
Me
Because
too.
we don't understand why we're happy.
Right.
Because we've been taught that, you know, depending on age, it's different. You gotta
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
culturally
Yeah.
how we've been treated too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, you know, a Middle Eastern person like me,
Yeah.
things are not accepted.
Right.
And it's shame to be happy and recovery and
Yeah.
talk about it. I mean, it's like, oh, I'd rather have you be you. You know, no one
Right.
knowing you be you.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
I mean,
right.
so we gotta think of that, or, you know, shame.
Yep.
I think shame is darkness and evil.
Yep.
And what I think is culturally, men have trauma, and we have to work through it so that we don't
Can't
start
say
using
nothing
it.
about it. You gotta just bite down and bite the bullet on it.
And deal with it and move it through so we can
Yeah.
get rid of it. Take
Yeah.
the bullet out of you and shoot it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Song number 2. Remember, we're doing back-to-back songs, so you actually get them in.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
You guys just, if you want to intervene at all, or there's a point that you want to make, just kind of flag.
Okay. No, he's doing all right. I mean, this Peach show, I just came to help him, right? I just
I think
came,
it's
you know,
great.
I got invited in, you know, so I'm a like.
We got people listening.
Yeah, I just come to.
And do you have people listening? Did you tell people about how to listen in?
Yes, I did.
WFNU.org?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
Well, and all the shows now, they're doing archive files, so they'll still be on the website for 2 weeks. So
Okay.
you can go back and listen.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, Mark was awesome. I mean, he had that Jedi mind trick stuff, like you don't even know how he get you. 1 minute you be like, what? No, I understand. And the next minute you're like, all right. I'll look at it.
Well, even now, I'm at Minnesota Recovery Connection,
Uh-huh.
and one of my participants, he has just started attending a couple of meetings there.
Mhm.
And I'm like, how'd they go? He's like, man, I don't even need to say nothing.
Right,
Because whatever's
right.
said in that room is so powerful
Right, right.
that he's
Yeah.
inspired.
Yeah, yeah, we just like, so we don't even like the hierarchy there to be even known. When you come in there, you don't
Yeah.
know who's
Yeah.
running stuff or nothing.
Yeah.
You just see people moving around, and then somebody will say, "Yeah, I'm the CEO," or "I'm the,"
Yeah.
and you're like, "What? I thought you was here getting help." Like,
Yep.
and so, yeah, we just try to like keep it real family orientated, where people feel comfortable. Because I mean, in recovery, you know, if you feel like people are looking at you and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that, or judging you, it's just like you won't come back. You just really
Right.
like you're not feeling comfortable. So we don't even talk about when you first come to the door. We don't even talk about recovery right away. We don't even
Yeah.
put. We just want you to sit
Yeah.
down, have some food,
Time,
watch
yeah.
TV, play the
Yeah.
pool, and stuff like that, and just have some fun and get comfortable. And then we can talk about the paperwork later. You know.
Right.
You know, so that's how we try to do it there. You
Yeah.
know, and it works. You know, most people. It's just the real barrier's been COVID. COVID's just been like the biggest.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So where we just had but we just have a what was it? Speaker bash. Yep. Just
Okay.
on Friday,
Oh,
and then the
nice.
social club afterward, where we had people come in and speak about from all walks of recovery,
Yes.
not just NAA and stuff like that. I'm talking about all walks of recovery,
Yeah.
and they got to come in.
And you guys do
share.
Zoom stuff too and all that?
Correct.
Do we do Zoom? No, we all in person. Most of our, I mean, we do some Zoom stuff. Yep, like grief and trauma's on Zoom with Cynthia. She does. What else? Oh, I do study groups. So I'm the lead trainer also for the peer development training.
Okay.
And
Oh,
then-
so you do that?
Yeah, I'm the trainer.
If you ever need someone to come in and speak, you know.
Okay, I will. Yeah.
Because I done all the. I'm also a certified support specialist, peer support specialist.
Yep.
So I deal with the mental wellness, I call it.
Okay.
And then also the certified peer support specialist because I'm calling it the Great Lake of Recovery.
Yep.
Because fishing at different levels, and
Yeah.
because I have a tackle box, and I'm working on this whole thing about how to use the tools, when to use them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get stuck, and sometimes you get a situation, and you just listen. Hey, that's all we need to do.
Right.
Forget about our story. Forget who we are.
Right.
Just listen,
Right.
and then it can come to you. Because
Yeah.
when you speak of these tools, and take a moment and look, maybe have a list and go, this is what I need to do right
That's
now.
what I need to do. Sometimes you just don't do nothing. Be
Yes.
still. Be still. Put your hands up.
Because because sometimes they tell you to do this. No, just let it go.
Yeah, there you go.
Be in the moment.
Right.
And you know what? And sometimes when it's really traumatizing, if you shed a tear, doesn't mean you're weak.
No.
It lets you know that you're feeling it, and it's
I feel
okay.
it now, yeah.
You may not be able to do something at the moment, but you're giving them compassion,
Yep.
not sympathy, but empathy.
Empathy. Yeah. Yeah. We like to call that stuff fake news. Like when it comes through your head, we can be like, man, the fake news show, right? That's all that fake stuff that shoots through a person's mind that's not necessarily true, but you can be thinking it, right? And it's not true, and it's
20 seconds.
Okay.
It can change.
And I gotta tell you, Bridge, played them back to back. That Marva song got us going, and then so what was that? So explain that song. Why was that selected?
That was my selection. It's just imperative to me. I know that it starts in the mirror. You can't do it for nobody else. Well, I couldn't do it for nobody else. Many times I tried to do it for somebody else, but it wasn't until I started doing it for myself that I seen the action, take place in my life. So the man in the mirror is very important to me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where it truly starts. That's where it truly starts, is in the mirror.
Yeah, and I'm gonna mention this. I haven't really said this. I had my 5 years and 7 years and like 2 years, but that was me just doing it. But it was fisting it, and then I went down. Yeah, white knuckle. My knuckles were so white, and trying to do this, trying to do that, and I was doing medication, trying to be executive and doing all this, and then then you have problems. You're like, oh my gosh, and that's all you can think of. And the thing I'm talking about is that then I found recovery. I mean, then it all ended. Like it was traumatic. I mean, I was gone and I was dead in 10 minutes, and got saved. And long story short, I mean, I'm alive, okay, and purpose. And I went to first AA meeting, did step 1, 2, 3 instantly, okay, and suddenly I'm like, and living, okay, after looking like I was dead, and people said, okay, we didn't think I'd even make it, okay, but the whole point is that I heard recovery, and my whole recovery process, I gotta tell you, I've been one of those blessed people. Has been incredible. Yes, you're gonna go through hard days and a hard process, but just to know that I can live alive and be who I am, and I realize that in recovery, I'm still that same person, and I get to be who I am, and accept who I am, and love life. And hell, that's an awesome opportunity. So I get what you're saying. That you look in the mirror and you're accepting and look at the growth you have. Now you're helping people and you're saving people's lives, and we all have emotional moments when we do this too. And so you turn into the director, and so one of the things I want to ask you, when you're doing your peer work, what is one of your favorite things that you do in that?
One of my favorite things I do?
Yeah.
One of my favorite things I do, I guess, would just be the giving. And I'm a big education pusher, because I do believe that is the change is educating ourselves and changing the mindsets. Changing the mindsets along with education, consistency, discipline, obedience, saturated in compassion, then we get some movement going with that. So that's like a big thing for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I just, you know what? I get to be me. When I'm a coach, I just get to be me. I don't have to change. That's what I love about this job. It's like not having to change. Like, I don't have to be all, my name is, and I don't have to do none of that. I can just be Greg, and I can share my story. And so that just, it just resonates through the whole thing, right? Because we all know, man, people in recovery can see when you're giving them a line or two, right? They'll pick
Because
that up.
they know how to do it.
Yeah, they'll pick that up real quick. And so, that's what we do. We just be ourselves. We don't have to put on no fronts or air. And that's what people love about us. We just, because they say, man, these guys are, because, like I said, the hierarchy is not seen at Twin City Recovery Project. People don't know I'm the program director. I'm just running around, meeting people, talking to people. They don't know I'm the program director until I actually tell them.
And let me tell you, when I ran my organization, my eyeglass company and stuff, and I'm gonna get that back in my recovery. I'm telling you, because you look at your losses, and you go, oh my gosh, but I believe that faith can happen again. And one of the things is, instead of acting like you're the leader and you're the boss, and you degrade people,
Right.
and you have more love when you're part of them, and then they see the recovery, and they're like, hey, these people are a little differently. I like this, and that gives them a different way of thinking in the process. Hope, and hope is love, and I just think that. I like that mindset because you don't even know your director. It's because do you really think they need to know that? No, and you know who does that too? I got to tell you, Emerson does a really good job on that too. And one of the things I like about my learning in all these things is just be yourself. There is no.
Big guy,
the CEO, and like Mark Donovan, when he died, he's a CEO, but he was there. He was with you.
He didn't live like a CEO. He
No.
lived like, man, he was on the street. He was out there. You wouldn't know he was the CEO. He came in. He didn't. You just wouldn't know it.
And so when I used to call my part of my training, it's called small C EO, creators of excellent operations, because you got to do it with all my people, especially now. Look at this. I have to get bridge great. I mean, she's done this, that. I mean, hey, it's her, not me. Right. So you got to give. And she gave me this. She gives me the opportunity to talk. So you guys empower each other. And I think you guys just have a lot of harmony, and that creates wellness in the job place. So it sounds like you guys really just have a great time. And I did have a question. I pushed the button. My fingers kind of flopped. So yes, on air, I'm doing this. I can't quite find it with all the things, but it resonated. Someone was asking Pete, what is your style when helping someone? It was referencing something like that, and I'm trying to find it because I have all these people that send in messages because I don't know the numbers. They just send in messages. But what is your style in helping someone when you're dealing with someone in recovery?
Absolutely, first and foremost, kindness. And exception. Accepting them where they are, being compassionate about it. At TCRP, man, we love on individuals till they learn to love themselves. And so, there is no stigma, there is no conviction, no judgment. Who am I to judge somebody? When I see the newcomer, I only see myself.
That's you guys listening out there. When you see a newcomer, see yourself. Take that and absorb that. Just absorb that, you guys. And it's and from just seeing you and understanding. Guys, I know this guy's got knowledge, okay? There's some knowledge going on around here. We got all four of us here. We got some crazy stuff going on here. And you know what? It is knowledge of recovery, knowledge of life, saving, and hope, and light. We are beacons. And I can see Twin Cities Recovery Project is a beacon in the community. And let's be honest, and it's celebrating this month is really giving back to the black community is really important. And we get all nervous about what words to use and racism and I just want to stop all that. I just want to have love. We just and see, I'm one of these people who are different about that. Heck, my aunt married a black man, and my family went crazy. I'm like, oh, that's my uncle. Stigma again, stigma. And we are in a place where we just can't be judging no more. We gotta love each other and embrace each other. And what I love is that you guys reach out there and you guys help the community. And our brothers and sisters need that right now. We need encouragement. And you know what? And I gotta say this: with the police brutality that has happened and things, we still gotta give them love. They have to encompass change. We know that. We can't just keep hating. We have to try to figure out a way to support each other and change that trajectory. Because our trajectory needs to change to love. The violence that's happening in the community. we need to change that trajectory. And I got to thank you guys because I know this. And celebrating Black History, you guys have worked hard to change the trajectory of addiction, and love and care and teaching a person how to love themselves. Because often they're not loving themselves, and you know what? You're holding that love in your hand until they're able to love themselves. Because we all had to learn that. I mean, heck, I had to go to therapy to understand that it was okay to be happy. And recovery is like that. You actually could celebrate and be happy. And I see you guys now, and I just find it to be amusing and amazing and a blessing that you guys can come in here and talk so candidly and tell us what you guys do and help each other. And then you guys go on the streets, okay, and help people in recovery.
Yeah, we have an outreach team that goes out twice a week, and we practice harm reduction also.
Yeah, and I love that because we're going to talk about that because I'm a Steve Rumler Hope Network trainer, and let me tell you, if we can get them to understand that, hey, this is what's happening. Let's, they start hearing recovery first.
Yep.
So those of you who think you're just giving it to you, no, because they hear recovery and they're like, hey, I'm getting this, and oh, maybe there is some hope because I'm seeing these guys that are giving us that. So let's just jump right to harm reduction for a minute.
Well, someone from Steve Rumler has come and spoke on our media with us. We interact with them. They support us. We support them as well. So that's good on that behalf. Our main thing is, again, my main thing you're gonna hear me being repetitive about is educating ourselves.
Yes, educating.
Absolutely, because there are young men and women, these young adults. Everybody doesn't know about Narcan. These young adults don't know about Narcan. TCRP, we're beating down the doors of the school systems to be able to get in and try to educate these youth.
Yeah, and that's a hard one because I'm working at St. Cloud College because of frat houses. They're going to end up doing something. Let's be real. I'm not going to stop it, but example, the fentanyl strips that Steve Rumler is doing.
Yep.
Let's be honest that fentanyl PrEP. I'm going to say on because I can't say anything else. It just I've watched so much and the synthetic stuff. This is killing our families. And it's killing kids. It's killing adults. And the way it's happening, you don't know who's going to get it. And it's just in everything. And the thing is, what people are not understanding, educating. I'm going to tell you, it's all about educating. It doesn't mean you're telling them that it's okay. It's educating to save a life. Because it's saving a life, for God's sake. Because that businessman who decided to have fun for a weekend is dead because he didn't know it was in there, or that high school kid that college kid who decided to take a pill and try something out that didn't know, and a Xanax or something, or
substance.
Yep. And next thing you know, he's dead. Well, he wasn't an addict. This is about saving lives and educating the community that we need to stop this, and we also need to go to the core of how to stop this trading. And it goes all the way up to but we have to start ground level because we got to save lives, right. and it's so increased every 5 minutes someone's dying.
Well, Pete said it best. It's about education. It's not like condoning or anything like
no,
that. We're just saying it. Hey, because I know for me, people told me to you stop. I was like, yeah, get out of here, right? So, but this is what we want. Like, if you're gonna use, we want you to use safe. We're gonna give you clean needles. We're gonna give you test strip. We're gonna give you a Narcan kit. Our Narcan has a QR code. You can put the phone to it. And in case you don't know how to use it, you can have a little video on your phone now that'll show you how to use Narcan. And so what we do is we just try to be we just try to educate people as much as possible about how to reverse overdoses, because as we know, there is no longer heroin is not out there no more. It's all it's all fentanyl now.
Yeah, see, you're telling the truth. Speak the truth, my friend. So everyone's saying it's always heroin. It's not.
No, it's fentanyl. And so a lot of kids these days so they don't do heroin, but what they are doing is prescription drugs and Oxycontin.
Yeah, like and the boo pills.
Yep, and so what perks? Yep, and so what happens is people are making fake pills now. And so you think you're getting a real oxy or a perk, but it's all fentanyl, and so like Pete said, we want to get to these youths, right? Because these are the people who are really using these things right now. The
Not
youth.
the adults.
No, it's the
Spiking in
youth.
our
Yeah,
kids.
yeah. And so
And
we
killing
want,
them too.
yeah,
You know, killing them.
Exactly.
so we just want to educate them and let them know, like, as much as possible about what's out there and how to save yourself or your friend if they do succumb to an overdose.
Yeah, and I really believe that. So that was a deep talk. So everyone, if you want to ask questions before we play these songs, I'm just going to give the numbers out. 763-843-4262. That's 763-843-4262. And then I'm just going to read a disclaimer. WFNU is a voluntary run station made up of many different community voices. Each program expresses one aspect of this diversity and not the views of WFNU or FTI as a whole. And we can go to our next song, Bridge. We're playing 2 songs, you guys. Right on. Thank you, Bridge.
So if it's okay with you, can we ask more about the street team and what that is
Yeah.
about? Because I don't know anything about that.
Well, I'm
I don't
gonna
know.
after this song comes in, I'm gonna come in and
Excuse
because
me. I don't mean to interrupt. I was listening to what you're saying. I just wanted to tell you something. As far as your street team, what's the biggest thing you see on the street? Homeless guys, right? If you're going to educate a homeless guy, would you have him say, "Please help me," which is from some higher power, mystical thing, or would you just put, "Please assist"? Because if he has the knowledge to say, "Please assist," he has the knowledge to turn away somebody who's trying to use him to sell fentanyl to the kid next door. You know what I'm trying to say? So, I mean, you wouldn't share this with anybody, but I just did with the guy up the street, and he was incredibly rude and disrespectful to my friend here. As we were driving over, and it was obvious he had no interest in being an assistance. Because if you actually want assistance, and someone is rude to you and says, "Here, take my $5," no, thank you.
Right.
If you take it in an honorable way, there's guys out on the streets collecting bottles, feeding five kids in a family who are doing more honorable and who are more wealthy and happy than the guy up the street in the
Right.
bank. So,
Yeah.
just a thought. No,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No,
That's
so,
deep.
so, I mean, what'd you say now? You want to do something? I got sidetracked.
Isn't there a poem or something?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got a poem? You want to read this?
We might run out of time.
Yeah,
so
we have to-
we'll do
yeah.
poem
Read that.
first,
Yes.
and then whatever else you want to talk about.
So
We don't
we
even
can.
need to do another song. Like we could just.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are longer songs, so.
Yep.
Sorry we got talking deep into you guys. You guys
Oh
are-
no!
I love
man,
this,
come
you
on,
guys.
that's how. I just like the flow. Like
This has
we
been-
don't want script. We
This
want
has
the
been- I
flow,
think it's been
right?
Good.
So we do have street outreach. They go out twice a week. They take out, man, when it was cold, they take out hygiene kits, blankets.
So you start with
food.
supporting them, yeah.
But we always take out information, Narcan, cleaning,
And
test
you know,
strips.
and so I'm gonna give you an example. Like on the weekend, which I'll just give you an example.
Yeah.
Getting services on the weekend is crazy
Yep.
because to fill you have to go for a lotto early in.
Yeah.
I mean, and then if you don't have an ID from Hempin or
Yeah.
then you gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
No, just get
Hey,
help.
you lose hope.
I mean, Minnesota. So Minnesota is like a really big recovery state.
Yeah, recovery state.
But if you don't know how to navigate the system, it can be challenging, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so just getting a Rule 25 can be like, oh my God, so you get it, but then if they make you wait 2 weeks before you get actually put somewhere, you know how much damage I can do in 2 weeks?
Yeah, someone's there. Oh, getting into so I had someone who did was using alcohol and he did reuse and he
Yeah.
talked about it and he started being right away just moved forward and I helped him with the process. But you go get into a treatment place.
No,
He needed
no.
it.
So what you need, we have it's called Your Path, and then so it's like a next day you have your Rule 25, like you do it on the phone. Call this number, everything's on the phone. Answer
For
questions.
real?
Yep, you'll get your comp assessment, your Rule 25 the next day, and so that's one of the.
See,
that-
that's awesome.
Yeah,
So
that-
then when you're doing outreach on the streets, what if someone just has a mental illness issue that they have that?
So one thing we know about substance use, you gotta treat that side too. You have to, because I have PTSD, depression also. So I go see a therapist and stuff like that. It's a whole. I do a hodgepodge
Yeah,
of things
yeah,
to stay well.
Brother, I know what you're talking about.
It ain't just one thing. I do a hodgepodge of things to stay well, right? And so we do have those kind of resources also for with mental wellness. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
We have resources for that also. Just if it's like, hey, you need mental wellness services? Hey, this is where I go.
Yeah,
Psych
man, help yeah.
recovery, right?
It's a no longer because I think you can really, if you learn the tools, you can really come
No,
back.
you can.
Before they used to just throw you away and
No. There was a big stigma with that also. Just with,
still recovering from
yeah,
that.
yeah, man. And so before, like, I'm sort of older too. They didn't even address that back in the day. It
Yeah,
was
when
just
we were
all-
young, because depending on the age group.
Yeah, it was, they
you know,
didn't even address that, but now they know you can't address one without the other. Because
It's like
one
yeah,
thing
go out
they
to cry or have
20
emotions.
seconds.
yeah, one thing they do know is trauma is everywhere.
Yes, thank you, trauma. What a great song, and hey, you guys, we want to get this in because I just want to. Oh wow, we got this live going right now. Okay, awesome. I just want to mention to you guys. So Pete, or is it Peter?
Either one.
Okay, you know that when people give you a choice. So Peter, I'm just gonna go by your name, Peter. You wrote something, right?
Absolutely.
So let's. I want to make sure we know this. So listeners, take a moment, drop what you're doing, sit down, and Pete wants to share something. So go ahead. The mic is yours. We're not going to interrupt. When you're done, just put your hand up so we can all talk again. But this is yours, and let's make sure it's right to your mouth. We can hear you.
Oh, absolutely.
Reason I'm not hearing. Oh, never mind. I got my head. And my headset was on my the side of my head. That's why I couldn't hear. So, and I turned. Oh, there we go. Okay, go ahead. It's a chronic pain thing. Never mind.
Well, absolutely. Well, you know, us here at TCRP, we are men and women who give praise to the highest teacher, who made us deep thinkers, gave us the pathway to be great leaders, motivational speakers, victory seekers, triumph warriors and defeat beaters. We're heavy heart lifters, we're character builders, we're innovators, advocators, educators, and demonstrators. Come get a sample, my home team lead by this example. We research brokers, we house placement vultures. We're boots on the ground, providing harm reduction, just in case you or someone you love is still in the fire. They don't catch you. TCRP, when you hear it, may the people say, help is on the way. TCRP, break the stigma. Giving help, loving you till you love on yourself, changing mindsets and changing lives one person at a time. The deliverance. TCRP. Love you, MJ.
WMJ.
That was really
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Don't coin that. That's ours.
Let me just, like, you guys, you know, let me just say, wow. You know, I bet you, when you, the people you coach are just blessed to have you. You know, you're healing. What a gift to have. Honestly, what a God-given gift.
Absolutely.
And you know, to know and understand that is an organization must. You guys know what you have and what you give to people. I just think it's a.
Well, I gotta say that we've been through the far. There's no better teacher than life's teachings.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they're cold.
Oh, so real cold.
Real cold.
Real sometimes so cold that it burns you. It's so cold that it's a fire. Yeah, it's that cold, and that's deep, and it just hurts. Right? Yes.
That long song, that last song, Devotion, it speaks so much. The words, if you're not just listening to them, you're actually listening to the words. It's saying so much in volume about, the powers to be, God. And if you're not connected with God and you don't know how to get connected with God or a higher power, just try saying, thank you, God, 50 times a day for something, because surely in a day's time, there should be over 50 I thank you, Gods within a day.
Yes.
For sure.
For every one negative, two positives. Try that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. It's hard sometimes.
It starts with the waking up of the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Then all your limbs work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're still able to talk and hear. All those are blessings that we just take for granted and just think that that's how it's going. It's somebody that woke up this morning that can't see no more.
Mm-hmm.
They can't move their neck or can't walk. See, we don't think about these things, but these are actually things that take place. Especially coming from the adversities we came from. And so, facing adversity and coming through adversity is what TCRP pushed. That's what we've done. We've done made it. We done made that way for you. So now trailblaze your own way. There's many ways to recovery. My brother was alive today. That's what he gonna say. Recovery continues.
Yes, it does. And for someone who suffers from chronic pain, and I have all the, I've chosen not to use opioids. So I have found other methods. I wear I call it from my bones to stimulate my bones to grow in my neck, but I've done the Botox in the back of my neck and my forehead to help the headaches, and it's a work in progress. But I've chosen. There are, for people who have chronic pain, there are things out there you have to navigate. It's about navigating, because 5 months ago, this doctor was wonderful. I could have done this 5 months ago. They did it lightly this time. Next time I'm going to get a heavier dose. But the whole point is I don't have the pounding nonstop. I have a headache still in the neck, but the pounding's gone. This horrible pain. But I have recovery. That's been it too.
Have you looked into any MAT programs?
No.
Well, that's medical assisted treatment, and that's something you should, if you have that going on with you, you definitely need to holler at somebody at Twin Cities Recovery Project.
Yeah.
Get you hooked up with that.
Well, So you are you taking opiates? You don't take opiates.
No.
He's not taking opiates.
I don't.
Okay.
I chose not to use that in my recovery.
Right.
I've never had a problem with opiates. No, I'm not an opiate. But I'm showing people in recovery that you can, who suffer from chronic pain, you don't have to turn it out.
No.
I found other methods, and that's been my journey. Because I've never had a problem with it, but I could get it. But I've chosen, just because I've watched the journey, and it's my choice.
And that brings me back around. I mean, I know we already talked about it, but that brings it back around to the stigma. A lot of people don't want to be stigmatized with having to get medication that help them to be better.
And sometimes you have to, though.
And sometimes you have to.
And I'm not a judgmental person on that.
Well, like Pete's talking about, like even being on MAT, that gets shunned even in the 12-step community. Like they'll say you're not clean, you're not doing the program,
or
and stuff
even
like
antidepressants.
That. Yeah, right. but that's not what we believe.
And you talk about the patches and stuff like that.
Yeah, anything.
I'm not. Yeah, I know.
All of it.
Hell, antidepressants and all that.
If it's helping you to be a better person,
yeah. And and
that's what's needed.
Yes, and I take certain medications that for my nerves and stuff. And someone would say, "Well, you should." I have to right now. I mean, it's not like I want to, but and especially for like the headaches. I mean, you want me to suffer and not be able to function? You have to do that to function for a period until you get fixed. And you can't judge a person and say that they're
not in recovery because they're using it.
and they think you're doing all this. So in our talk saying, so hey, you guys, what I'm saying is, let me mention this. The interesting part of Twin Cities Recovery Project, you guys, if you need some understanding of how to have harm reduction on medications, or have used opioids or on opioids and don't know how to deal with that, Twin Cities Rise. Twin Cities Recovery Project.
Right.
Yeah, I know Twin Cities Rise. They're awesome too. But what I'm saying is, Twin Cities Recovery Project has a program, right?
Yep.
And
phone
so
numbers.
And there's what?
This is the phone numbers?
Yeah, the phone number is the north side one is 612-886-2045, and the south side is 612-886-2045. And if anyone has any questions, you can send them email to riseuphour@gmail.com. That's riseuphour@gmail.com. And remember, TwinCitiesRecoveryProject.org. And let's just do a special thank you, because we have about 2 minutes left. Tell us something about yourself that you would like our listeners to know. That you find interesting about yourself.
Well, for myself, my brother, my leader, CEO Mark Johnny, he only saw the best in me. Those songs were relevant to everything. I picked those songs for a reason, me and my team. And he's gonna be greatly missed. But what he did give me was, he gave me the inspiration, which gave me a motivation, and now I have a dedication to striving for excellence, being the best I can be.
Oh wow, that's powerful.
And so that's my speak on it.
And for me, I guess I want to just say, what you see is what you get. You're going to get this. I'm this as a coach. I'm this as a program peer service manager. This is me. And this is what you get. You get an authentic, transparent person when you deal with me at Twin City Recovery Project.
and you're going to get it from anybody
Yes.
at Twin Cities Recovery Project.
And celebrating Black History Month, what are some of the few things, we got about a minute left, right? Less than a minute.
Less than a minute.
What,
We got a Facebook page. If you go to our Facebook page, you'll see all kind of stuff about. We got quotes and poems and
Oh, cool.
stuff on about Black History Month.
Yeah, and so anyone want to go to that, and we'll put that on our Facebook. But remember, you guys, you can go behind it to our YouTube channel, behind the scenes footage, and then you can go to our Facebook page, the Rise Up Hour, and just thank you everyone for listening. And next week we have a guest coming in again. We have it full for the whole month. And Bridge, you remember who next week
Charles Lavore,
is? Oh, Charles Lavore. Do you hear
Way
that?
Out Podcast.
Wow. You say that again?
Charles Lavore.
Yes.
Hope I'm saying it right.
I can't. I'm excited. So.
Way Out Podcast.
Yes, so we'll see you guys next week. And you know what? Everyone have a blessed weekend. And you know what? Twin Cities Recovery Project, can I just say this? I'm so humbled you guys came to and
Thank
bless you guys, really.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to come and visit you guys. I really
Yeah,
am.
please do.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you.
Can I give you guys a hug?
Oh, yeah, for
You guys,
sure.
this is blessings, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother.
That's right.
I get this done, really.
We'll have it done next time. I'm
You know, later this year you guys can come on again. I'd love to get it. Yes. And if you guys have some big announcements, let us know.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh,
It's easier when you're in
Thank you.
front of the mic and not the camera. For the camera's like throw me off a little bit. You got to get used to them. But Pete does them all the time, though. But for me, it'd be like, okay. But this mic was, I can handle that a little better. Huh?